In this video, I'm going to share the exact campaign structure that I've used for my mortgage broker client running Facebook and Instagram ads, spending 1K a month on the platforms. It's going to show you the exact campaign structure that generated 855 leads since January 2025. So if you're a mortgage broker, a financial business, or you're just a small business itself, then you'll 100% find this video useful and you'll really appreciate this guide because it's literally a copy and paste structure that you can take and you can implement within your business. It's also a really great beginner's structure for those that are new to Meta and Facebook and Instagram advertising. So let's get to it. So let's get into this demo now, this full walkthrough of how to set up a campaign. First things first, you need to head over to your Facebook. Here I am on my Facebook profile. And the caveat to this guide is you need the Facebook ad manager, the business suite set up. If not, you'll have to go and do that step beforehand. And if that's something you want me to create a video on, let me know in the comments and I will put that on my channel. So next thing that you want to do is you want to head over to Meta Business Suite, which is down here on the left. Sometimes they look a little bit different, but you want to head over to Meta Business Suite first. So you'll be greeted probably to a slightly different page to me, but what you want to do is you want to go over here, up here where this little drop down menu is. You want to click that, and then you'll have all your accounts, your business pages, etc. You want to click the one that is associated with your company, has the ad manager on it, and this is where we go to set up the campaign. So in this case, I'm going to go to this one. This is the mortgage broker, UK Mortgage Centre. I'm going to go into their business asset, and great, it's taking me to their exact page where I can go and start creating ads. But first, we just need to nip into the ads manager. Now you'll see this menu on the left hand side. All you've got to do is go click ad manager, and what I would do, I'd go to account overview first. Great, once we've arrived in overview, you can see literally an overview of everything going on in your account, but you want to head over to this little button here in the left hand side called campaigns. So click on campaigns and it will take you through to the campaigns. As you can see, very busy account. I'll just show you the maximum. And this is basically the overview of your account, right? So this is where you'll be able to see all your campaigns, what's gone on, how many leads have been generated, etc. There's so many because we've done so much testing in this account to get to stages where, you know, we can generate 418 leads for the campaign at £16 a lead. So what I want you to do next in terms of creating your own campaign is I want you to go and click create campaign. And where you do that is this green button up here, this big green button that says create. So click on that. Now you're greeted with a screen of objectives. Now objectives, they are just something that Meta, Facebook presents you, and there's a plethora of different options, right? There's awareness, which is good for reach, getting your brand out there, video views, etc. There's traffic, where you're looking for link clicks, you're looking to send people to your site for whatever reason. Engagement, they want people to engage with your posts or things like that. Leads, which many of you will be after, are people that are most likely to buy from your business. App, if you don't have an app. And sales, this is more for e-commerce. If people that are wanting, you know, they're selling a product or a good, that's when they'd go for that type of objective. But in our case, we'll be going for leads. Just something to note here. I've made this mistake and I've seen it made many times over. People don't choose the objective to the outcome that they want. So for instance, people who want leads, sometimes they select traffic because they think, oh, I need to get some traffic directed to my site, etc. No, go for the campaign objective that you want. You want leads, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, it will optimize for leads. So you want to select that one. If it's sales, for instance, and you're trying to sell a good, you want to optimize for conversions. Now, I worked with an agency that recommended traffic, but that was purely for their own metrics because they had to demonstrate ROI. I would always go for leads, always go for the campaign objective that you want. So Click leads, go down here in the bottom right, click continue. And here it'll greet you with two options. Now, I would always go for the manual leads campaign. You'll know how to do it manually and you'll be able to go from there. And bang, we're into the campaign level. Now, a lot to explain at campaign level, and first things first, you need to give it a name that's something that makes sense for your campaign. So in our case, we might call it, WA5 because we're the agency. I'd name it UKMC, the name of the client, and whatever offer we have running. So currently we've got a remortgage campaign and we're giving away a free will. And usually I like to date it just so you can go back and you can compare campaigns, and you can compare the data. Really, really important, particularly if you want to improve your results. So in this case, it would be July 2025. Okay, next we're going down to the campaign details. You can go into buying type. Always keep this as auction. Campaign objective, we've already selected it. Go into more options, campaign spend limit. We'll come on to budgets and things like that in a second, but no need to do anything here. Advantage campaign budget. Yes, you have to switch this on. This is absolutely brilliant. It lets Meta decide where's the best place to distribute your ad spend. So it will pump the money into the ads that are the highest performing. So you don't really have to do a lot of thinking. Meta will do the heavy lifting for you. So when it comes to budgets, if you're running a low budget, like £500 a day, you can set it to £15 per day, and it will not spend any more than £15 per day. But in our case, we were spending up to £1,000, so that's about £33 a day on ads. And the campaign bid strategy, leave it as highest volume. Budget and scheduling, don't need to bother. A/B test, don't need to bother. However, special ad categories, really, really important if you're a financial organization, because Meta are really funny about what you can and can't present on the ads, particularly with finance. There's so many rules, there's so many regulations. And with this particular client that we've been working with, the mortgage broker, we've had to have a little play around with it, but we found, two of the best categories of financial products and housing. This got a lot better once we got a FCA number approved for them. That was really, really, really big for them. It's one of the regulations to regulate the industry, and that got, really made things a lot easier. But I'll go into that in a little bit of detail in a little while. So click financial services, click housing, and we're good to go here. So countries, of course, United Kingdom, unless you operate in internationally. Special ad details, don't need to do anything because we've just declared a couple of categories that we're in, and then we click next. Next, it'll take you to the ad set level, and what I'm recommending is, one ad set. You don't need any more than that. So when it comes to naming the ad set at the ad set level, then you want to name it something that's relevant, and this is where you do some of your targeting as well. So in our case, we named it free will because that's the offer. We've named it UK wide because we're targeting the whole of the UK, but you might want to just use the targeting options here in terms of location if you're a small local business. And then the date, always good to date it, right? So July 2025. So there we go. We've got all that ready. Next, you want to decide your conversion location. Essentially, that just means where do you want people to go after they've clicked on your ad. Like I said, you've got all kinds of stuff in here, website and instant forms, website and calls, etc. All pretty self-explanatory to where they go. But in our case, what we want to do here, because we're beginners and the ad account doesn't have too much data, and we want to see if we can get some results from the ads really, really quickly, we want to select instant forms. And essentially an instant form, it's a mini landing page that stays on Facebook. So people don't have to go outside the platform. There's less resistance, and you can literally make it and brand it up to be however you want to represent your business. So that's what we'll be doing. I'll show you an example of one that we've done for this company in a little while. Facebook page, you want to link that here. And yeah, you just go in and you select whatever it is. In our case, the UK Mortgage Centre. Performance goal. Now, depending on how much data you've got in your ad account, which maybe none, it may be some. I'd always recommend starting to this goal first, maximize the number of leads, because you want to get some data in, you want to get some people in, and then once you've done that, you can duplicate the campaign and you can change it to maximize number of conversion leads. Now, these conversion leads, Facebook will just find higher quality people that are more likely to convert to a lead. So that's my suggestion. Do the top one first, maximize number of leads, get some data in, get some people in, get some things over the line, and then refine and move it to maximize number of conversion leads. Again, cost per result goal, don't need to bother with that yet. That's great, and it's more prominent to e-commerce companies. If you want to set a goal, say you don't want to pay more than £20 per customer, you can do that and it'll force Facebook to find people like that. But for our case, we don't need to worry about that yet. Dynamic creative, keep it off. We want to keep some control with what we're showing people. The AI is getting better on Meta, but it's still not quite there. So you want to keep control. You don't want them to alter your images except too early. Budget schedule, ignore, don't need it. Ad set spending limits, don't need it, because we've chosen Advantage Plus. So it'll just spread the budget to the ads that make the most sense and are getting the most results. Custom audiences, right? So let's just talk a little bit about targeting here. So what Meta is now doing is play from targeting. It doesn't want you to target demographics. It doesn't want you to target any wants or likes or interests on the platform. It wants you to go broad, and it wants you to do the targeting through whatever you show your potential customers on your ads. So you want to put whatever it is, whoever your target market is. In our case, it was home-owning parents, into the ad so it speaks directly to your customer. And Facebook's algorithm is now that intelligent that it will just find those people by picking it up through your ads. The only thing I'd recommend is location. Here you can set, whatever location you want. So for instance, we're choosing the whole of the UK because that's what we can service, but you might be a small, local business in Cheshire, and you can do that by region. And you can do that by region, and it will only target people in Cheshire. And that's quite useful because it actually blocks out a lot of the bigger advertisers that are operating nationwide. Your budget's probably smaller than them, and you only have to beat the competition around that area then. So that's quite a useful tip when you first started. Go local first, then expand. Again, ages, when you're operating in the financial space, you can't actually change the ages. They're all grayed out. So you'll have to go 18 to 65. Don't worry. I know that 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds might not have the money for these financial services, but Meta is that smart. It will find the right age people. You just need to give it some time to do that. Languages, of course, I've got all languages here, but really we just want English, and in our case, UK English to go with that. Placements, yeah, we want it across Meta, so you don't need to touch that. So now that is our ad set actually set up and ready to go. Again, because we've already got the FCA number set up here, that will pop up at some point and you have to get that approved. When it comes to the FCA number, if you're a financial institution or a mortgage broker in this case, then what you want to do is, and an issue that we had with these guys is, you want to make sure that your FCA number is set up with a mobile, because Meta needs to verify this and they send a text message to that number. And in this case, they had a landline set up. It was a nightmare. The messages, the calls weren't coming through. But as soon as we changed that to a mobile number, the text came through, we were able to verify and we were able to stop our ads getting rejected. That is such a big key when it comes to businesses in industries like this. You need to have that number, otherwise you're going to face tons of ad rejections. You're going to have ads running for a while, they'll do very well, and then they'll randomly get rejected. So get that number on there and get it approved. Next, you want to just hop over to this button in the bottom right and you want to go to the ad level. Okay, so we've arrived at the ad level. Same again with the title. You want to call it something we know. So usually I go ad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So I know what they are. And in our case, we had a number of different people running the ads. So I would go like Hannah, and whatever ad she was, ad 1, did it have music or not? And I would probably give it a little date as well. just so we know when it was launched. So next, partnership ad. We don't need to do that. We're not partnering with anyone here. Identity, yeah, you've got the Facebook page and Instagram accounts linked up. If not, link them up. You just need to press these drop downs and link those up. Ad setup. In our case, there's a lot of options. There's single image or video, carousel, some things that you can just swipe across. But in our case, we've got a hell of a lot of video with this customer, this particular mortgage broker. So we'll be using video, but you can create your own images and you can stick them on there as well. So I've selected single image or video, and then I've kept multi-advertiser ads ticked. It'll just display them in other places. That makes it more personalized to the people viewing it. Destination, now we want to select an instant form. If not, you'll have to go through the process of creating a form, and I'll show you it very, very quickly. There you go, forms for financial products and services. There's the rules and regulations of Meta in this industry in full flow. But just click continue, and here's the form type, right? So you want to give it a name, you want to go to the form type. You've got different types of options: more volume, higher intent, rich creative. So more volumes, basic, not too many things, not too many hoops for your customers to go through. Higher intent just makes people confirm their info, and now you can actually help them. If you click this button here, it would require the leads, the people clicking on your ads and fill it in your form, to verify it with the phone number, just so you know that they're serious, that they want to engage with your company. So that can be good, but I wouldn't recommend it first things first. What I've been using is this rich creative, right? Because you can literally make it into your own mini landing page. You can put a nice image here, you can get your overview, you can get your offers on there and things like that. And as you can see, it's got a whole host of stuff. So like your headline, free will, worth, $299. Overview, you can type, UCAM's helped over 5,000 people mortgage. Some social proof. You can add benefits or options. You can tell stories. You can put social proof in. Just have a play around with this. But first things first, keep it basic and try and get some results in early. You can add questions to your form, first name, last name. You can play around with this, right? You've got to have a privacy policy, so you need to link that. Luckily, our client did already have one of those on the website. And ending, you can put this whatever you want, but I always try and tell them the next steps here. So yeah, that's a whirlwind overview of the forms. Create one and use that rich text creative one. That is very, very good and it's performing well. And I'll give you an example of a form we're currently using, and here it is. So you've got the nice image there, just move myself out of the way. You've got the nice image there, you've got the overview, you've got a few key benefits, and then you've got the questions, right? Whatever you need to know to qualify these leads to make it easier and take them through the process. Contact information, T's and C's. It was important because there's loads of rules and regulations to have some T's and C's up front. And then, yeah, thanks for getting in touch. And here's exactly what's going to happen next. You're going to get a call from one of the advisors. So definitely get something like that in place if you can. It's converting really, really well. Also, you can add a chat with straight away from the instant form if you want. I haven't done it with this client, but I know many people have done it and had great success with it. But this team that I'm working with, they've got the whole sales team, a marketing team behind them, so we didn't need to do that. Next is the fun bit. It's the ad creative, right? Whatever you've made, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to put on, it's really straightforward. So you've got, your in-stream options here, your stories, your Facebook placements. I'll show you how to do this in a second. Your primary text, so this is just the main, copy that you see on with your ad. And I'll try and give an example here with test. As you can see, it's there, in all the usual places you see it on an ad. Headline, test, just banging this in, it'll all come up on your ads. And as you can see, the examples are populating in this right hand column. Description, I tend to leave blank. And then in this case, I go for a book now, call to action, so we want them to book a call. And then I'll just show you now how you add the ads. So go back up to media, click edit media. And here it'll take you into Meta's creative bank, right? So as you can see, we've already got quite a lot of ads in here. And I'll just show you this one, for example. So you want to get the sizing correct as well. There's two main sizes you need to know, which is 1080 by 1080 for this more square look, and there's 1080 by 1920 for this more longer, more Instagram, more real appropriate size. So all I do is click that, and then I'd go next in the bottom right, and then it would show me a field here, right? So as you can see, it's populated it. Usually I have to replace this with the one that we've made specifically for it. So you just click that, it won't have next this time, you just click back, and there you go, you can sit right in there. And for this one 91 to 11, I usually use the square image for that. So do that, get it all set up nice, click next. Again, you can do your primary text headlines here. I like to do it in the screen before, but whatever works best for you. Click next, and yeah, you have these AI features. I tend to turn them off because yeah, AI is great, but it's not quite got it to how we want yet. So I just click done on here, and then you can see they're all up and running. You've got your previews here, and you can go from there. So another good thing about the text is you can add up to 5 options, which is great for testing different, pieces of text that you've got. Really good to do this to see what's working, what's not. Again, with the headlines, test 5 headlines if you can. You want to see what things are resonating with your audience. Essentially, that's it. You don't need to do any of this tracking unless you've got a CRM like they do, or enter any URL parameters yet, because you can track this through Google Analytics too if you want to get more data on it, but because we're using the lead form, we don't need to do that. And all I do now, because I suggested, we have 3 ads here, so all I do now is go to the action menu, and I'd hit quick duplicate, and there we go, it'll duplicate the ad, and it'll come up, copy, and you just need to change the names, change the ad. So this would be ad 2, for example, and then you need to repeat the process and go through, change the creative to whatever you want. That's it in a nutshell. Hope this was useful. It is a copy and paste structure that you can go and implement yourself. Like I said, we've generated 855 leads since January 25 using this. It's worked really well for this customer, and it's definitely something that could work for your financial, mortgage brokerage, or if you're just a general small business too. So that's it, and just to give you a summary of what you've just seen then, it is 1 campaign, 1 ad set, 3 ads within it, and you need to remember broad targeting only. Meta is consistently and continually removing targeting options. You need to target through your creative. Test 1 offer at a time. If you've got the budget to test 2, that's great. I'd 100% recommend that, but you need to try and figure out what your competitive advantage is and make sure it's different to the other advertisers out there. Finally, if you are a financial business, get your FCA number approved by Meta. That is so crucial for running ads in this financial space. Do that and your ads won't get rejected, and you'll see a lot more success. So follow this if you are interested in some more. So I have another video called the 3 fundamentals of lead generation. All small businesses can benefit from watching this video, so I'll link that. You might find some of the insights quite useful, and it talks about a couple of clients that we work with and how you can go and action these tips. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.